Hello everyone, welcome back to Blood Omen. Last time we have won our audience with King Otmar, the king of the Willendorf, and we have found out that basically the Oracle was right and the king is completely useless. Due to his daughter's severe condition, he's incapable, as of right now, of leading his army of Last Hope, I believe that's what it's called, against the legions of the Nemesis that are coming from the north. And this is why it is now for some reason upon Kain to find the guy who is responsible for all this, Elzevir the Dollmaker, and to get back the soul of Otmar's daughter. And the phrase, Kain now must find the soul of the princess of Willendorf trapped in a doll, sounds a lot less gritty and dark than it actually is. Now, this is the tunnel that will lead Kain further up north in search for Elzevir the Dollmaker. And this is also the part, once we get out of this tunnel, where we will begin encountering the soldiers of the Nemesis. And I will throw it out there right now, even before we meet them, that I think that the way they are designed is extremely idiotic. And this is it. This is the first soldier of the Horde, as it's also called, or of the army of the Nemesis, that we will ever encounter. And as you can see, he has a very inefficient weapon, being that a spiky disc, I'm not sure what it's called. And the armor of them is designed to look like something demonic, so that they look like some kind of demons, which is, in my opinion, extremely counterproductive and inefficient, and I honestly think that it is up there with chainmail bikinis on the scale of stupidity of armor, even if it's an actual suit of armor. Still, why will you add horns to the helmet? This is beyond me. Honestly, the first time I've played through this, I did not realize that these were actually human enemies. Being that I was a kid, I honestly thought that these were non-humans, that these were some kind of minor demons or something like that. But no, they are humans, in stupidly designed armor. From this point on, we will often encounter these huge balls that restore magical energy, and this is done in order for the player to be able to actually make some use of the Soul Reaver. And a bit later in the video, I will actually start using the Reaver when the game begins to flood us with these orbs of magical energy. But not right now. And now for the awesome part. This is great. This is indeed amazing. Too bad that it's not really useful. I'm pretty sure that this is the only time in the game when I use it not right after obtaining the spell, with the purpose of showing it off. Now these, some of these soldiers, they use these huge flamberges, and it's really amusing. They look exactly like the Soul Reaver, and that is actually what reminded me to start using the Soul Reaver. It's amusing because the Soul Reaver looks essentially the same, but obviously they're not Soul Reavers, they are just jagged flamberges. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure why does Kain have to use both of his hands to wield the Soul Reaver, given that he is much stronger than a regular human.
The Soul Chaos Flame Sword.
Because that forces me to swap back to Flame Sword or Mace every time I want to turn on my barrier, and that is not pleasant, because these menus take a long time to navigate through, and that is even without the PlayStation loading times.
Bay Victus!
Now, if my memory serves me right, we are approaching the city of Stahlberg, or Stahlberg. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Stahlberg. I have 3 possible ways to pronounce it: German, Swedish, and English, and I'm not sure which one is correct. I hope that Kain pronounces the name so I know how to actually pronounce it.
This was once the most academic of cities, housing some of the most prestigious universities in all of Nosgoth. While I would not weep over lost tomes, I detested the sight of scars left upon the world at the hands of the Nemesis.
Well, it seems like the pronunciation of the name of the city of Stahlberg will remain a mystery forever. Now, in any event, Kain apparently is going to detest the scars left on the world by the legions of the Nemesis, but at the same time, like a total of 9 minutes of gameplay ago, he was almost gleefully imagining the rape and carnage that would happen with Willendorf when the legions of the Nemesis would get their hands on it. And this is really inconsistent because until this point we had Kain gradually becoming more and more cruel and bloodlusty, and now we scale back instantly. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. I prefer to simply overlook this part. And now I'm going to explore the entirety of Stahlberg. And it should be noted that much like in Avernus, every time you get out on the street, everything that was in the street respawns. Now the city is of absolutely no significance itself whatsoever. It's just a landscape mark. Because honestly, while we will be nearby in the near future in this game in Blood Omen, after that, we are only going to revisit it in Blood Omen. It's one of those places that will never appear again and that will never be mentioned again anywhere in the series. So it's really of pretty much no significance outside of Blood Omen. It's also worth noting that for some reason inside of the houses looks much better than the outside, and that for some reason the carnage that the Horde unleashes upon the city is limited to the outside. I'm not sure why. It would have made a lot more sense if they were actually getting in, because that's what happens in real life warfare. That's how and where the war crimes mostly happen. Notice this is the statue of William the Just, or the Nemesis. Notice the sword that he's holding. Also pay attention to this monument, because we will see it later in the game as well. Also pay attention to the way this base of the Legions of the Nemesis. I'm gonna get tired saying that. Legions of the Nemesis, Legions of the Nemesis. In any event, pay attention how this base has female prisoners. I'm just gonna leave it there because I am not going down that rabbit hole. I just bring up your attention to this fact. And this is basically why we needed that Spirit Wreck spell. These are Elzevir's dolls. And they are inanimate. I mean, I'm sorry, they're animate, but they're not living. They're not living creatures. They're not humans. And that's literally well, at least I think that this is literally the only point in the game where we actually will need the Spirit Rack spell. It's only needed against the Elzevir's dolls here and at Elzevir's retreat, which I believe is called the Doll Maker's House, which is the same thing. And this is the Dollmaker's house, but we will not be going there right away. Instead, we will explore everything around and get a few secrets. And these secrets are nothing special, they're just pickups, but they really are secret because you have to go out of your way to get them. And much like a lot of other things in this game, it takes a long ass time to get them. Fortunately, due to the fact that pretty much every single one of these secrets includes a magical energy orb, or an orb of magical energy, we are not at any risk of running out of magical energy. Despite having to do pretty much all this thing in the mist form, which, as all other forms, slowly but surely drains your magic. And I believe that this is it. So next time we will be getting our hands on Elzevir himself and retrieving the soul of Otmar's daughter, in what I believe to be one of the best designed locations in the game. And here we can take a look at the secret count and the rank. Jesus Christ. Thank you for watching, I'll see you next time, and goodbye.